break it down for us then. What are this guy's chances? People have said, well, he won the Democrat primary, but off of a sliver of the overall vote. What are the chances that Eric Adams, who is the mayor and is now running as an independent, manages to get enough people pulling around behind him so that they don't turn New York into, some other city like San Francisco or Chicago that has gone down this route of Democrat socialism?
Look, here's a hot take, James. I don't think he's going to win. I don't. He is, the caveat to that, of course, is if that the egomaniac Cuomo doesn't understand he's going to bow out, so he doesn't split the vote with Adams. In that case, Mamdani probably will win. But short of that, assuming that he could be convinced to put his massive ego aside for a moment and back out for the good of New York City, which he claims he wants, though there's been no evidence of that. Look, the reality is, I think that people are starting to get a little bit of buyer's remorse. Well, I mean, the white women, upper class women who vote, the Yenta class, as I call them, they're not having buyer's remorse. They will. They don't yet. But he's not going to win the bread and butter vote of this city. I think that Adams has the incumbent advantage, and now he's got. This is going to break records, the amount of money being spent on a New York City race, and it's going mostly to Adams because the wealthy class here understand, the mega wealthy, they're going to leave, right? They don't want to leave. They will leave New York City. I know Mamdani thinks that won't happen, but that will happen, and they're pouring money into the race to support Adams. So, yeah, if I had to put money on it, I'd put it on Adams, to be honest.
Well, that is good news from a former New Yorker myself, but say once a New Yorker, always a New Yorker. Hey, I want to talk about a more disturbing story, too, that comes out of Virginia, where a civil rights complaint has been issued against a school, a very posh school, for fostering an environment that was, quote, hostile to Jews. And this included students having drawn pictures of Hitler as a strong historical leader, others talking about being happy of the events on October 7th. And the response from the school that they sent to the parents was to expel the kid, the Jewish kid who was the victim of all of this sort of bullying and terrible treatment. This is terrible, and this is in Northern Virginia, which is just outside Washington, D.C., in a fairly posh area. We still have a big problem in America with this anti-Semitism crisis, and it's not just, with university kids, is it?
Yeah, no, this is problematic, but unfortunately, it's nothing new. And look, first of all, it's crazy that they thought they can get away with it, right? To kick out the students who were complaining, who were being bullied. I thought we live in an anti-bullying environment. What happened to that? Nope. Now when it comes to Jews, look, this is nothing new, frankly. That for a number of years, even prior October 7th, that anti-Semitism has become in some ways normalized. Particularly in private schools around America. And these private schools obviously feed into a lot of the universities, and we know the problems we have at university. We talk about that here ad nauseum. We haven't spoken much about the K through 12 schools, right? So kindergarten through 12th grade, which is the year before you go off to college. But yeah, the ADL has done a number of surveys on this. And for example, they've said that half of private school students, I'm talking about prior to college, right, K through 12, have experienced anti-Semitism. Half. They also, in the same survey, 50% of parents said that when they brought up anti-Semitism to the administration, they simply poo-pooed it. They haven't done anything to fix the situation. This is what we face as a Jewish community now. This has been a problem. It's a problem we're facing, and it's growing in this country.
It's very grim to hear, especially that these universities are back where they were 100 years ago. We're going to have to leave it there, but on that note, I still hope you have a great patriotic 4th of July.